Well, welcome to the 84th show. And as a tradition here, I usually go through the nonsense and the magic of words that can become numbers and numbers that can be symbols. So 84 can be represented this way. As some of you already know, the gematria, simple gematria, where the numbers associated to the position of the letter can add up to a total, and that total can be made into a symbol. Therefore, the word magic with a K, which is actually a word inside of witchcraft, magic with a K equals 44, and 44 is your Islamic star, where you have two squares represented as your word magic, and as well as 44. Now, being the 84th show, it is followed by another square over here, which in Hebrew equals the door. The fourth letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Dalet, and it also represents the door. And this door can be found in the Kabbalah, in the tree of the Kabbalah. It's the one that leads you to heaven, where you have the sun and the moon, and this is the supposedly heaven right above here. Therefore, your door to heaven, where you get to meet the Father, which is the word Aleph Bet in Hebrew, and it's also represented by the ox and the house, which is Aleph and Bet. This is your door to the Father and to heaven. And you can see hidden in here, you have the cross of the Christian religion. So let's go back to our nonsense over here, and let's make more nonsense out of nothing. All right, so we have our Islamic star, which is 44, and 4 plus 4 equals 8, and 8 plus 4 equals 12. Now 12 is very important because that brings you back all the way up here to the Father, which is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet and the second letter of the Hebrew alphabet, therefore 12. And it is represented inside the Bible through the 12 apostles and the 12 tribes of Israel, and in Islam is represented by the 12 imams. Okay, so 12 is important because hidden in the word 12 is the word Aleph Bet through Magick, which is the Father. All right, so I've represented this over here as 1 and 2, first letter of the alphabet and second letter of the alphabet, and that can be represented by an eye, which is a circle, has one surface, and the 2 is represented by the Vesica Pisces, as it has 2 angles on the end. So therefore, I can see what's going on, and hopefully you can too. But we have to go all the way back to Egypt, where this whole nonsense started. I'm talking about witchcraft. As you can see over here at the Luxor temple, there is an obelisk, and as you can see on it, there's a whole bunch of witchcraft. Some may call it hieroglyphics. I call it witchcraft. And there's one missing over here. There's supposed to be 2 in front of there. And they managed to move it all the way to Place de la Concorde. Now you're going to understand what is the thorn in our side. This is the thorn in everybody's side. It is the witchcraft. It is actually placed in Place de la Concorde because Concorde is a word. It means to be friends, to in union. So they took the witchcraft from here and they moved it there in Place de la Concorde, and we're all in union, in camaraderie with this nonsense, which I am not. I am telling you to move away from the witchcraft that is all over our society, and I'm going to be showing you this. You can find one of these in front of the Vatican, but that's not important because we're going to go back to Israel, where we have this nonsense over here. And this nonsense over here, you got your 2 pillars, one with the world that is lit, and this is a sphere of the astrology, if I'm not mistaken, not astrology, but of the stars. Therefore, it's in darkness. So this is light and darkness. Okay, so that's a duality. And you have your little triangle here, and you have your Aleph Bet, all right, all the way on top. And you have this symbol here, which you can probably figure out already what that is, and you will find it at the tomb of George Washington, and it's right underneath here. And if you understand, if you understand witchcraft, you will see the birth of the United States. It's right here as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. Now, the 4th of July, which is the 7th month of the year, was inspired by this symbol. So therefore, you can find it in Israel over here, and you can find the Aleph Bet. And you can also see a triangle. A triangle, a perfect triangle, has 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, and in English gematria, 666 equals witchcraft. Now, I've done this before. More importantly, you see the black and white, the black and white, the black and white. The black and white is very important because we are going to go find it. Where are we going to find it? At the IRS building, in Maryland, in the United States. Now, this is kind of important. It seems that this thing travels. So this nonsense has traveled all the way to the Federal Reserve and to all that nonsense, and the reason why you pay taxes. The reason why you pay taxes has nothing to do with this as much as it has to do with this, because this means to receive. And what is about taxation? Taxation is about the government receiving your dough. But anyways, we can see the black and white, the black and white, the black and white. The black and white is very important because it has a gematria value, and it brings us back to the number 11, which you can see that 2 ones and 2 pillars look like 11, all right? So you got your 2 pillars here, you got your black and white, you even have the pyramid that's in black and white. So let's go down to our gematria. The word black equals 29, and when you reduce it, 9 plus 2 equals 11, and you get back to your black magic tree of the Kabbalah down here, which is, these are the first sephirots starting from the bottom, since this is earth and this is heaven. So 1, 1, 11, all right? So we can also see the word white equals 65 in simple gematria, and when you take 6 plus 5 equals 11, and oh yeah, I'm going to do that later. So that again brings you at the bottom over here, and you can see it's at the bottom over here. This and that represents this side and that side, okay, with a little ball on the top. You see the little ball there? Well, you can find the little ball right there, okay? So we saw the 4th of July, and this also represents pi. If you take 22, as you can see, one side, two sides, one side, two sides, that also equals 22, and you divide it by G, which is your 7th letter, that brings you close to pi. All right, and pi is very important to them because that's part of their system, where that is the God talking to you through the numbers that can be associated to words inside of the Bible, and therefore the circle is your God, since he's associated to pi. But I've done that before, so let's look at the black and white here. We have our Constitution, if I'm not mistaken, written down on the dark side, okay? And that is your black magic. Everything that comes out of the Aleph Bet, the alphabet, is black magic, and that is the fodder, all right? So this is black magic, and you have your white little capstone here. Now, this is important. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. I didn't see it at first, but hidden inside here is the number 11. Since if you take the top of the capstone, it will have 5 sides. You have 4 on the top here and 1 underneath. That would be 5. And then you have your bottom part, which now has a flat top if you remove it. So that would mean 6 sides, therefore 65, and 6 plus 5, we know it equals 11. That being said, you can find this on the back of your dollar bill. And to confirm it, we have this symbol over here that's on the other side, if I'm not mistaken, of the dollar bill. And you will see that there is 13 stars. And 13 stars, the stars here have 5 points. 13 multiplied by 5 equals 65. And 65 brings you back to 11. All right, and also hidden inside here is the Star of David, which is the symbol of magic. Because magic, without the K, just magic itself, with a C that finishes with a C, equals 33, and that is your magic right there. Now the magic is spread, the black and white, which equals 11, okay, which equals, that is at the bottom of that, was used to create these religions. As you can see, you have a black pope and a white pope. You have this gentleman over here that is in black and white, and you have the Muslims that are dressed in black and white. So black and white is very important, as it all starts with black magic. All right, there you go. And it is part of the IRS. If you take the word the IRS, it's a magical way of saying theirs. DTHEIRS spells theirs, okay? So everything is theirs according to their crazy logic. And it is enforced by the good old people in black and white that have a symbol of magic on their heart. And the 911, as you can see here, very important. 9 plus 1 plus 1 equals 11 again. And that you will find at the bottom of here. So our whole society here was built with this black magic. So let me go a little further here. As you can see here, this will write down the word Mason. If you put the magic on top of the pyramid itself, you make it fitted, it will spell the word Mason. Now that being said, we have a lot of black magic inside our society. Our president over here sort of participated in that nonsense. And this, if you can see the little circle on top here, and this sort of looks like this, which is your Aleph Bet, okay? This is the ox and the circle, and he just wanted to dress up like that. And we had our queen, while she was alive, she was going in the middle of the woods with a bunch of druids, and that should tell you a lot, that there is a lot of black magic going on. Just to finish this off, we have our word Aleph here, okay? This is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and this is Aleph. And you can find it today all over our society. Well, if you tune in, okay, through the television, and the television works with channel, and that has to do with channeling. The word Hollywood is created out of the wood of the holly, which was used so as to create magical wands. And what do we get in Hollywood? Well, we get this nonsense. Okay, so this, if you squint your eyes really, really hard, you'll look sexy, but you'll also see this. Can you see it? It looks alike, okay? And this is the symbol of the view, all right? Now, you're gonna have to look at some of the past pictures here. As you can see here, you have the picture in back here of the witchcraft Aleph, and you will see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hosts, and that's not 11, but hold on to your cups, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups, and that's your 11. So they know what's going on, and they are participating in this. And if you want to see something else, this was a picture taken of all the previous hosts and the present hosts. And if you look very carefully, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And in back you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 4 equals 11. And if we go all the way back to our temple here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7 is the letter of the G in the alphabet. So this is representing this, and that equals 11. That equals 11. There's 11 over here, and this is symbolic to this, and this all starts with black magic. And if you understand this little part here where it says News, ABC News Live, you will see if you start looking at the magic of this, it says evil, E-V-I-L. News stands for east, north, east, west, south, and ABC is indirectly your Illuminati sign here, where you have A is represented by the circle, the B is represented by the Vesica Pisces, and the C is the triangle. And if you put it all together, you have this symbol. This is the symbol of ABC, and this is the breakdown of the understanding. So 1, 2, 3, ABC, and pizzazz, all right? And you can find it over here too, and you can find it on top here too. And it all started with the witchcraft that came from Egypt. So that's it for today. Have a great day.